We're heading Wimmera Football Way, and Scotty Stewart, on holiday, Scotty Stewart, but still joining us for our reports, which we do thank him for, from the Warrack Herald, and he's with us now. G'day, Scotty. How you going?
Yeah, how you going, Wayne? I'm going well.
Good stuff. Getting up through the inland parts of Victoria and New South Wales. But I'll tell you what, before you left last weekend, you decided to have a bit of a look at a very good game of footy. The Warrack Eagles took it right up to the Southern Mallee Giants. The Giants won their first game in 8 outings and got home 13-14-92 to the Eagles 11-9-75.
They certainly did, yeah. I was, as you say, before we took off, I got up to Beulah and saw that last weekend. And, it was a pretty good game, actually. And played in pretty windy conditions in the end. So I was really surprised. I wasn't sure. Didn't think it was going to be that windy last weekend. But, yeah, got up there and all favoured to one end. And if you go through the scoreboard there, especially the first half of the game, you could tell with the Eagles kicking away in the first quarter and put a score on the board. And then the Giants, they come back in the second quarter before pretty good struggle, really, in the second half. It looked like the Giants, they did pretty well against the Breeze in that third quarter and grabbed that lead, and then you thought, the last quarter with the wind, the way the game was going, and it was going to be pretty one-sided. But the Eagles did pretty well. I think they kicked about 2 or 3 into it and led about halfway through the quarter. But then the Giants were able to steady. They kicked a couple, and I think the Eagles had kicked one on the siren to reduce the margin. But good game. But Giants did well. You just said there they broke their losing streak, and the way the ladder's going at the moment, isn't it? They are back in that run for the fifth spot.
They certainly are back in it, and that is a joy for them. But a joy for Jacob Cheney and the Warrack Club, celebrating a big milestone for him and a guard of honour, and a lot of fanfare from the locals on that.
Yeah, it was too, yeah, Jake. Celebrate his 250th, which is 250th senior game for Warrack Eagles. I think he's all up in the club, and Wimmera footy's up around the 280 mark, I think it is. So Jake had a good game. He's had a bit of a run with a couple of knocks and a hamstring injury there recently, but he was fit and firing. He played with Kyle there last weekend, and he enjoyed a good game, but didn't quite get the chocolates for him, but celebrated well, I think.
Yeah, played against a good foe that has become a great rivalry between the Brim and Warrack people and the Beulah and Hopetoun folk on the Henty Highway. So Kyle Cheney boots 2, along with Bailey Watson, 3 from Declan Powell for your lads. Fortamani and Josh Webster, Nick Dinham 3 led the way for them, and Kyle Cheney, Daniel Bell, Charlie Penny, Ryan McKenzie, Declan Powell and Jacob Sobey for the Eagles in their loss, and Luke Marnie, Sam White, Josh Webster, Tim Stanford and Samuel Weddell, and also Angus McSwain getting the job done for the Southern Mallee Giants. Other matches, it was the Rats and the Red and White 21-11 to beat Nil, 7-8 up at Davis Park. A pretty comprehensive win by the Rats.
Pretty comprehensive there, and bounced back after that first loss the week before. But good and spread of goal kickers there too, I think, for the Rats. So Matty Wilder would have been happy with his boys there, especially on the road up there to put that win under their belt and start the second half of the season in winning form.
And they did. Oliver with 5 and 11 individual goal scorers: Riley Taylor, Jacob Bates and Liam Kavanagh, and Matt Kennedy tried hard, and Liam Albrecht, Darcy Honeyman too, but they were outgunned. Tim Bone, the only multiple scorer with a couple. Other matches, this was a beauty. Minyamatoa 10-12-72, Dimbula 7-7-49. I'll tell you what, this is just shown just where things are at. It was equal at 3/4 time, 6-6 apiece, but out they came. Minyamatoa, when the whips are cracking in that last quarter, they beat Dimmy.
Yeah, that's these results, I reckon, they're the interesting ones, aren't they? At this time of the year, when you're trying to sort out your top 5 rivals, and this is second versus fifth at that stage, Dimmy lost their place in the top 5 with this. Equal in top 5, I should say, with this loss. But he said, 6-6 each at 3/4 time. She was fully game on, wasn't it? I presume there was maybe an advantage to one end. I'm not 100% sure on that, but Minyamatoa certainly made the most of whatever they had in that last quarter, 4-1, and continued on their merry way with Eagles top of the ladder up there with Ararat. So yeah, a pretty good win, and yeah, as I say, with Stimple, they were always a tough team to play. Rate them pretty highly, and to get away with that win, that's a pretty good effort by Matoa.
It is very well played by Kieran Delahunty. Will Holmes, a good player. Luke Fisher, and played some footy over at Donald, and a very good player too, along with the goal kicking from Kieran Holmes and Matthews, all beating 2. 3 to Genius Gene Robinson. Now this is a bloke out of South Australia, played down at Millicent, and also has had a career at Maipolonga, a goal-scoring giant, played with the Adelaide Crows second side for a while. He's fronted up and booted 3 for Dimmy, so watch out for him in the second half of the season as he finds his feet in Wimmera footy with his colleagues like Billy Hayes and Harper Harradine. We'll watch that with some interest, where Genius Gene Robinson and his goal-scoring challenges, they will challenge a lot of backmen, that is for sure. Horsham D's challenged the backs of the Horsham Saints and beat them 11-24 to 3-10 in the Sunday match.
That's a pretty comprehensive win, isn't it? You look at that 35 scoring shots to 13 in the big Sunday game. And, Horsham pretty well have dominated this match, haven't they? Kept the Saints goalless in that first half, and maybe you turn some of those behinds into goals, and you're looking at a pretty big victory. So a bit of a gap between the two Horsham rivals by the looks of with this game. But that was pretty a good, important game, I should say, for Horsham. That only keeps them that one game drift of stall in third place there. So and a 2-game buffer on the rest of the field. So Horsham have done that pretty well and started the second half of the season in pretty good form.
Yeah, good stuff from them. Okay, finally, let's have a look at this week's matches and round number 12. It is a big match between Stawell and Nil. Stawell to shore up that top 3 placing where they want the double chance. We'll do it comfortably at Central Park.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Yeah, they'll come back from the bye after last weekend, and it might make things pretty tough for the young Nil team, but Stawell, they heavily favoured to win this, and they probably should win it, and they'll keep that top 3 berth pretty well firing there.
Real rivals match at Brim this weekend. The Warrack Eagles, your boys, come up against Minyat Matoa. A tough outing for your lads, but I believe that the Minyat Matoa boys will come across there, and when they do, they'll meet a Warrack Eagles side that are certainly improving.
They certainly are, yeah, exactly right. And that at Brim too. It'll be a different setup for them, but the ground will come up pretty good, pretty good condition, I'd imagine. The weather that's been happening through the Wimmera this week has been pretty nice, and I think that's going to continue on for a few days to come. So this will be played in good conditions on a pretty good ground, and I think all players are going to appreciate the way the game's going to be played. But yeah, the Burrows they look pretty tough, don't they? And they were going to make life pretty difficult for the Eagles boys, who, like they've been doing all year, they challenge pretty hard throughout some parts of the game, but sometimes they just fall away for a quarter or half a quarter. And if you do let Minyat Matoa do that to you, you're not going to come away with too many wins. But if Danny Bell can get his lads to put in a full 4 quarters, which is what's going to be needed against the Burrows, because they're pretty classy outfit with some good key forwards down there, and they're running brigade through the midfield. So it's a tough game, but you think the Burrows they're going to start favourite, and they probably should win the game. But hopefully the Eagles boys can have a good game and take it right up to them.
They will, I think, and it's going to be terrific for the folk at Brim to get that ground, a beautiful ground that it is, in chip-top shape. What about Ararat and Horsham Saints at Alexandra? I think this is a tough outing for the Sainters.
I think that with the corresponding game earlier in the year, wasn't it that Ararat had a huge victory over the Saints at Coghlan Park? So taking them down there to Alexandra Oval, she's going to be another tough outing for David Johns and his boys down there on the big ground, I think. And the way Ararat is looking, and they bounced back well after their first loss, is going to be a pretty tough day for the Saints down there. So you'd think that that could be a pretty comprehensive win to Ararat, who they'll be looking to just put some consistent form together now as we head into this second half of the season.
You made a good point about that Colgan Park game, and Horsham Saints that day kicked 1-11 to Ararat's 24-14. Wow, that says something, doesn't it? I think we'll tip the Rats. Now the D's take on Dimboola. Last time they met, while we're at it, they beat them. Dimboola beat the D's 10-15, 75 to 9-9. That was at Horsham City, and this is at Dimmy. Oh, I think the Roos can win it.
There's a big game into this one. This is huge for both clubs here. Dimboola, you look at that, and sitting on 12 points, just behind Horsham, I should say. And if they can get hold of this one, they're going to close that gap on the Demons. But on the other side, flip side of that, if the D's can find a way to take those 4 points, that's going to be so important for them in those in that top 5 battle come the end of the year, isn't it? But this will be huge. You said before that the Roos have added to their list, and they seem to have a pretty good setup at the moment, especially through the midfield, and got some scoring power up forward there, and they'll put a bit of pressure on the Demons' defence back there. But well, you look at Horsham, what they did to the Saints last week. They're going to go into this game, I should say, in pretty good nick, I'm thinking. But Timmy, as you say, they're on their home ground and really looking to, not cement at the moment the top 5 place, but really push hard for that 5th or 4th position at the moment. So they might be pretty tough to knock over. So, but you put this one down match of the round, don't you? No, at all. And yeah, it should be a big one.
Magnificent game. Thanks, Scotty Stewart, calling it for the Warrack Herald, and good to catch up with you. Looking forward to the results coming through. You have a terrific weekend and a good week of holidays, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah, no worries. Go on, you, Wayne.